Good evening. Glad to be with you all tonight. Have you ever received a gift that you didn't really want? I bet you have, right? It was the wrong size or not your style, and you may feel guilty about not wanting it because the person may have put a lot of effort into it, but it missed the mark. What did you do with it? Left it in the closet? Pass it on, exchange it? It just happens, doesn't it? And so we figure out what to do with it, and we appreciate the thought of the giver, even if the gift itself missed the mark. Have you ever given a gift that wasn't appreciated? I bet. Nobody hits the target every time they shoot, right? You may have put a whole lot of thought into it, may have put a lot of effort into it. How did you know that it wasn't really appreciated? You never see it again. The look on their face, it's not quite enthusiastic. Never hear about it again. Maybe it's something you sent off and you never even hear that it arrived. This happens. I want to show you a picture. Was this gift appreciated? Can you see it? This photograph was taken by Gerald Waller. The little boy is a 6-year-old Austrian orphan, and he's just been given a pair of shoes through the Red Cross. Looking at his expression, what do you think he thinks about this gift? He's valuing it, isn't he? Is it going to go into the closet? No. He's going to wear those shoes out, isn't he? And he's going to take as good care of them to make them last as long as he can, isn't he? You can tell when a gift, I wonder if there's some place I could put this up. Maybe right here. Maybe not. I'll set it up here. You can tell when a gift hits the bullseye. Now, it's interesting to think that whoever paid for those shoes was probably not the person who was able to hand it over to the child, right? Mostly we give to Red Cross or some other charity with the thought that it's going to be well used, and then maybe don't think about it too much. But the person who's in the position to give it, sees that gratitude. When you give to something like the food pantry that we're doing tonight, allow yourself to think of this picture. And remember, that might be such an important gift for somebody. And let yourself be blessed by the thought that you have brought that person something important. Now, this is just a pair of shoes, right? How many pairs of shoes do you have home in your closet? I'm not going to tell you how many I have. I don't think I've ever rejoiced that much for a pair of shoes. But, that's what he needed. That's what he needed. God has given us so many blessings, so many. First, life itself, and a world in which life can flourish. God gives us love. God gives us forgiveness. God gives us strength sometimes, gives us comfort sometimes, gives us guidance sometimes. So many gifts from God. And I am sure God gets satisfaction from those gifts when we get satisfaction out of them. When God gives us something and gets that sort of a reaction, God knows it was right on the mark, right? And he knows that we're understanding that it is on the mark. So the question I'd like to ask you is, when God looks at your own life, what does God see to of your response to the life? Are you doing that? You know, are you holding your life to your heart with joy? Are you living it as fully as you can live it? Are you living it with meaning? Are you living it with love? Are you living it fully? Or are you just sort of putting one foot in front of the other and moving along? Because, you know, shameful as it is, we do that sometimes. We don't pay attention to the magnitude of the gift we've been given. So how can we show God appreciation for our life? What are ways? Thinking of what we've just been talking about gifts that you didn't like, or that the person you gave them to didn't like, and the times you've given a gift and it's been so welcomed. How do we let God know our gift of life is something we're thankful for? I heard something. Say again? Oh, I heard helping others. Yeah. Worship. Passing the gift along. Preserving the gift. Are we trying to stay alive in all the ways that matters? You know, are we taking good care of our physical health, our spiritual health, our emotional health? Are we being good stewards of the gift that we've been given? Are we living it in a meaningful way? Sometimes we can find ourselves living a life that is not giving us a sense of that meaning. Life doesn't always unfold the way we expected it to, and sometimes the life we prepare for actually isn't even the life that would give us the most meaning. Sometimes we sort of get moved along. We don't have control over everything that happens to us in life. The life we're living may not be the life that we would have chosen for ourselves. But we do get to choose how to respond to the life we're living. The things that we can change, we need to make up our minds if that's what we need to do. The things that we can't change, we need to make up our minds how we want to live them out, because we can live them victoriously by approaching them with faith and love and looking for purpose, or we can sort of cower through our life. We get to decide how we're going to live the life that we're living. Think of this picture the next time you find yourself feeling disgruntled about your life. Think about how this is the reaction that God would love to see us give for our life. And ask yourself, what would it mean if I was going to live my life fully? What does living my life with meaning mean to me? That can change from person to person. You know, what you're called to might be different from what someone else is called to. But God made you unique. So it's your life you need to live, not someone else's. So this Thanksgiving, I'd like you to just think about your life, and if you can't give full-hearted thanks for it, then think about how to grab onto that life and make it into something meaningful. Make it into something beautiful. Make it into something holy to give back to God, who gave it to you in the first place. And I'd like to finish just by asking, what are you thankful for this year? I find the things I'm thankful for vary sometimes, you know. For me and my family, this past year we moved to Lewiston permanently after about 11 years of splitting our time between two countries and not having a permanent place. I'm thankful to be able to put my roots down again. What are you thankful for this year? Anybody? Your family? And losing some of your family can only make you all the more acutely aware of how much you value your family. Joe, did I see you saying something? Health? Answered prayer. Other things? God's guidance.
I'm thankful that the community is well aware of those in need in the community, and they keep supporting the food pantry. I really am. They're thinking of others on a constant, on a regular basis, and we're eternally grateful for that. It is truly a community-driven thing, not a business.
Mm-hmm. Amen.